We're just waiting for everybody to get in here and join us.
Exactly.
Yay. So we'll do our bantering talk until they get in here.
Bantering's always good.
Yeah, right? So
Everyone's been busy.
Super busy, and we can talk about that energy a little bit too, because yeah, it's been yeah, here they come. You guys are all getting in there. Yay! We got C and Daniel in here. And but yeah, this energy, I feel like I could, like, normally I'm the kind of person that'll wake up 5 minutes before that alarm goes off. Now I'm throwing the phone across the room. Stop it, stop it. I want to sleep. Compromising how long my shower is going to be like, I could probably get my hair washed in like 5 minutes today. I could do it. So, okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting time, and it's affecting people quite differently. And I know that we do have a question in the ones that have been submitted today about that. So it's going to be really interesting to hear the answer and apply it individually. So
Absolutely, yeah. So we're getting a lot of people in here. Lindsay says hi, Cindy says hi, Julia says hi, Maria says hi, Daniel says hi, C says hi, Tex says hi. See, we're getting them all in here. Keep coming, you guys, keep coming. We've got even more watching than we have in the chat room. If you guys want to join us in the chat room, we'd love to have you over there. It's fun to kind of go through these later and see what you guys have put in there. Of course, I'm going to have my eyes closed for some of it.
I don't have access to the chat. So
one of these days we got to figure out how to get you access to that chat while we're live. But and we got
I know a really good way to get access to the chat is actually being there beside you, and then I can look at the other screen.
Oh yeah, then we can be like high-fiving for real.
I know.
Okay, so today we got enough people in here. I think we get to talk about the special treat. You're going to take us on a meditation, and that's going to be a really nice, exciting treat. So
just a little,
tell us a little bit. Is there anything special around what the story behind it, or?
It's just a guided meditation about bringing in the light. So it's just bringing more light into the planet and ourselves, and just going with the flow of everything that's happening at this point in time. I did create this in conjunction with a worldwide event, I think it was last year, where everybody was focused on doing exactly that. So it's just a nice little meditation. It won't take very long at all, but yeah, it's just a nice one. And I just also wanted to say about the questions today too. Once again, I went through the process of selecting the order of the questions with my beautiful little pendulum here.
Your little helper. I love
yes,
it.
my little helper that I obtained in Sedona the last time I was over there. So it's a special pendulum to me because of the energy associated with Sedona, and yeah, fantastic place to visit. If you haven't been there, I strongly recommend you go. All sorts of things can happen.
Yes, Sedona is a very magical place to be.
It is, yes.
So
Absolutely.
Do we have a name for your pendulum?
A name? Well, no, actually, I don't have a name for my pendulum. I've never asked it if it would like a name.
Maybe be careful what you ask for, because when I asked, what do you want to be called, and I get the sarcastic giggly Daniel, and then it stuck, and so now it's always been, forever will be, Arcturian Daniel.
I think it fits perfectly.
Yes, it does. It fits the personality. So I'm trying to get a few other people on here. Somebody just sent me a text message and like, hey, we're live over here on YouTube. Come join. So very fun. Anyways, so what are our special instructions for getting ready, prepared for this beautiful journey you're about to take us on? They're all looking forward to it. I can see the chat room. Julia is going to Sedona for vacation.
Excellent. Excellent. Make the most of
Oh,
your
she even
time
put
there.
the date on there. Does anybody want to go with her? That's right in the, should I announce? It's September 9th. Everybody go find Julia. That would be fun. Wouldn't that be fun to be like, you're the scavenger hunt, Julia. We all got to see if we can find you in Sedona during that week of September.
I think I recall it was like a metaphysical hour that you were there with Julia and a few others, and somebody
People were
asked
trying
the
to find
question,
us.
where are we?
Yeah. Well, people were there trying to find us. They were like, let's, like a game. They were like, we're going to see if we can find you guys there. So the office girls were texting back and forth with Julia. They're like, are we close? We're over in this area. And she'd write them back, nope, keep looking. So they were having fun. She'd give them little clues. They never did find us, though. We were looking for them too, because we thought that would be fun if they could find us and we could get a picture.
Yes.
Never
yes.
did find each other. That was funny. But yeah, how fun is that?
A lot of fun.
Totally. So, all
Okay.
right. Are we ready
Shall
to
we
get cozy?
Yeah.
I'm getting ready.
All right. Well, I'm going to start with everybody creating their own personal bubble of protection, which I'll go through. So I'd just like you all to take a deep, slow breath, close your eyes, and just focus on my voice. Please call in your guides, guardians, and gatekeepers, both known and unknown to you, to allow in only that which is of your highest and greatest good. Ask them to surround you with the brilliant white light of protection, filling your entire body and creating a beautiful bubble around you. Feel that expanding out from you, knowing that you are safe and protected. Now place your hand over your heart. Imagine filling your heart with love, so much love that it bursts out, surrounding you in such a beautiful, comfortable way. Imagine that it grows and spreads even further, filling the space you are currently in, your home, your workplace, and moves out through the community, through the land, your country, the planet, and extends off the planet and out into the cosmos. Now, adding to that, feel compassion in your heart. Fill your being with compassion and also spread that out, reaching all those who have had very difficult roles to play in helping humanity raise their awareness and consciousness. Feel the gentle love and guidance from those beings there to assist from a cosmic, multi-dimensional level. Feel yourself enveloped in the warmth and gratitude from those who see us experiencing this density, making that sacrifice to be here at this time, this pivotal time in the history of Gaia. From this higher perspective, from this truly expanded state, now look back at Earth, the beautiful blue pearl of our galaxy. Watch as she slowly rotates until you see the continent that you live on come into view. Bring your awareness back to your country, to your state, your region, your town, your community, and feel the love projected into every space, both light and dark. Now bring in the white light, the crystalline light in waves, waves so strong that a flood of the light energy spreads and spreads throughout, everywhere, filling all those in its path. Nothing withstands the light. See those with darkened hearts filled completely, unable to withstand the brilliance, the love, the energy, our divine right. See the light encircling the entire planet, shimmering and pulsing, entering into the earth from the northern pole region, traveling down, 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 through the planet, through the center, re-emerging from the southern pole, creating a steady, rhythmic, and continuous flow from the north through the center to the south, back up again to the north, activating the entire planet with crystalline energy. See the light filling the ley lines, blasting through and creating such harmonic resonance, re-energizing Gaia, activating the aligned crystals and grids, all the kingdoms and dimensions held within her sphere. Feel her love and gratitude. She thanks you. Now slowly bring your awareness back to where you are, the space you are in, knowing that you have contributed in a profoundly loving way to assist all of humanity, all of the earth, all conscious and sentient beings. Feel your awareness fully returning to your body, filling you with such peace and connection. Focus on your breathing in and out, in and out. Gently move your fingers and toes. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes.
Just going to stay there. Just going to stay there. Oh, that was beautiful. What I want to say, I always, I'm always asking people to share what's going on for them when I'm taking them through stuff. And what I want to say is what I was experiencing when you had us like share this crystalline light is it's almost like my body broke apart like puzzle pieces and expanded out, and the light came out through that. And when I had my hand up here, I had it over this and it was getting so hot. I was like, I'm just going to leave that there. It's just so much energy going in. So that was really, really cool. And thank you so much for that experience. That's lovely. We got more people arriving in here. So yay. I like it. Julia has responded to our Go Find Julia in Sedona on September 9th and says she's where's Waldo? Okay. How did everybody like that meditation? See, oh my God, that was so good. Sherry's saying so great. Yeah, you guys keep sharing. That's beautiful to know how you guys are liking bringing this type of thing in for the live. And very nice, Judy from Bonnie. Yeah, very pleasant experience. It was beautiful from Cindy with a little love you. Okay, so we've got a lot of you guys in there. Sarah's saying, I love this. You guys are great. We love you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really fun to have this coming through and have that showing up for everybody. So I love it. Yeah, that was really, really, I'm like already hot over here. I was like, but that was such a neat way to just get into the energy of answering questions and being in that. And if anyone notices, Judy brought that crystalline energy with her lighting.
Good observation. I hadn't noticed it before.
She's got some of that crystalline light coming down over top. All good. Anyways, so I think if I can get myself back in the body so I can get back out of the body, right? Let's see. That was truly incredible. I feel very lightheaded and floaty. See, me too, because I couldn't even read that. Lots of hearts come in, expansive, joyful. Yeah. Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Very nicely done. You're like a professional with the group meditations. You've obviously done these before. It's a thing.
Just a couple.
Just a couple. Yeah. Maybe just a couple. Nice. Yeah, you'll have to get in that chat later and go look at all of these. They're coming in pretty fast now. So, all right. I'm going to go get Daniel if you're ready to answer some questions.
Yes, I'm ready to ask.
Here's one of the things I'm wishing that I could do is levitate, because I left my water over there. And I'm thinking, do I get up in the middle of a live video and go get my water? But I'm thinking, for the sake of everyone here, my longevity depends on it. So you're going to watch me get up and get my water. But I can still hear you, Judy. So if you say anything.
That's okay. You know, I'm going to have to teach you how to do that, because I do recall teaching that at some point, but it just wasn't in this life.
Come to me. And now it's in a big thermos that you're all going to watch me drink from. You ready? If this isn't your entertainment before you get your questions answered, right? I always wait for the ice cubes to come crashing in. And then they make that baptism.
big
platter.
container.
My son got me this. He says, Mom, you need to drink more water. I'm at the store and I'm gonna get a container for you, or one of those thermos things for you. And I said, okay. So don't get the big, huge one, because he's got one twice the size. It's like this big
Really?
jug. And so he got me this one, which at least I can fit my hand around it. But it is nice because it keeps, I like ice water, and so it keeps it cold for me, and I like that. So sorry, you mentioned that you taught levitation.
Not this life.
Teach me what? Okay, I'm on board with you guys now. Yeah. I do need a straw, Cindy. And I tried to find one for this particular thermos on Amazon because they carry everything. But he got that, I think, at Walmart, and it's not a brand that they have straws for. I'm very disappointed. I might have to upgrade to a different brand and get one with a straw. But I do like the color. Okay, enough of that. You guys have been entertained. So now I'm going to jump in and oh, Linda says you know how to levitate. Is that true? Tell us more, Linda.
Is that Linda from Wollongong?
Mhm.
Yes.
Hey, this time it wasn't me. It was the audience who called you out.
There's a little story there. There is a little story.
Is it too little, too big for now? Another day? Or you share it?
I can shorten it. It
All
was
right.
during
Yeah.
our level one QHHT training. There were a group of 4 of us that were working together, and obviously we did sessions on each other, and we found out that we were all in Atlantis at the same time. I was a teacher, Linda was the assessor, and the other 2 were students. And I was teaching how to levitate and how to create energy balls and light balls and so on. So that's that little
short version.
very condensed story.
Okay. No.
Good on you, Linda.
I'm loving it. I am loving it. Okay. So Cindy is saying all you have to do is change the lid. Yeah, that's what I was looking for, is a new lid with the straw top on it. And I couldn't find it. It doesn't fit mine. It's a little too wide. So that's okay. We're going to make that work. You guys are just going to watch me drink this thing the old fashioned way. No straw. All right. I'm going to get Daniel. Let's find out what these questions are. Let's get some answers out there for everybody. And yeah, maybe even some more. We'll see what comes in. So much energy. So much energy. All right. Here we go. I feel like I was on the outside looking in at the party, but we thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the beautiful guided meditation that put Tracie in this blissy bliss mode. That's making it so much easier to be here and be present with all of you as we get into this energy of the collective, as we pull in the energy of all the listeners, near and far, all of those from this time and another time. We thank you all for being here. And we are so excited to be here to bring forward the answers that you are seeking. So let's go ahead and begin.
Thank you, Daniel. Always a pleasure to be in your company.
Well, we wish we could have been here sooner for the giggles and the laughter, but we will make our own. We will do that with you too.
For sure. Okay, the first one.
Did everybody else see Judy wipe her brow like, oh, what's Daniel going to do now? We will see.
You know I don't like being put on the spot.
She likes being put on the spot. Did you hear that, everyone? Who else has? No, we won't put you on the spot. But we do know that you have beautiful gifts, and we may have to brag about that a little bit, just to share with the audience about the wonderment of Judy. But we won't do that right now. We'll wait until you're not expecting it.
Well, so moving right along, we'll just get into the questions now. Then the first one is from Tammy Lee, who would like to know if depression medication affects your light code activation and ascension.
That is a good question. A lot of people have those questions about medication, about different things that you put in your body, the food and all the different things that you put in your body. So let's just expand that out a little bit. Do the things that you put in your body, chemicals or otherwise, affect it? And we say they can to some degree. And when you are taking a medication to lighten the density of depression, we would say that is probably helping you in a good way. It is bringing you up to a vibration where you feel better. So therefore you have access to more of the codes and the frequencies. So we don't want you to think that when you are taking care of yourself, when you are getting yourself in a good emotional and mental place, when you are healing the body, when you are working with all the different stresses and densities of the earth, and you are doing what you need to do to get through that, please do not judge yourself. The judgment of it would be more detrimental to you than the actual thing that you are doing to feel better. Now, if you are using medication, abusing alcohol, abusing drugs, abuse is abuse, right? And so if you are using it in an abusive way to feel better, the self-medicating, the things that turn into the habits, right? And the things that turn into the addictions, then you are dealing with a denser energy again. And so that is self-explanatory, because you are moving into a denser energy and trying to move out of it, to find healthy, productive ways to move out of the energies if at all possible. But just be careful not to get into addictive behaviors, because those behaviors open up your energy fields in ways that if you are feeling depressed and let's say you drink or you do something to help alter that depression so that you're not aware of it and you're self-medicating, you just need to be careful what portals you are opening when you do that. What gaps in your auric field are happening when you are doing that, because it makes you more accessible to the denser energies. We hope that makes sense. If you are in a sad energy, yes, don't do anything to put yourself. The drinking can open portals, doing some of the drugs around self-medicating. If you are doing it in the wrong way, yes, it can. If you are doing it in a way that is helping you feel better, lighter, and higher vibrational, and in a better mood, then you should be okay. So we are not doctors. That's Tracie says, you have to say you are not the doctor. This is not medical advice for anybody. But you have to use your own discernment, your own judgment. You have to make your own calls. If you believe it is, it is. If you believe it's not, it's not. You know those rules with us. You are creating from your belief system. And so we do want to say that you are just, here's some examples. People go to do the journey work with the ayahuasca or something of that nature, and they go in and they go on. The reason that is something that needs to be supervised is because you need to set the energy before you go into that. If somebody were to do that at home and they're feeling down and out and they didn't set the energy and they didn't put themselves in the right mental place to partake, and they went on that journey, they're going to be opening all these energy channels to themselves that they may not want. And then those denser energies may stick around and may follow you around in that way. And so you are attracting to you, remember the vibrations. It's a law of attraction. You are in a dense energy, you do something to open you up, and then the dense energies are the things that are going to come find you. So if you are the energetic match to a high vibration and you want to go on a journey, you are probably going to be in a very interesting space where you're getting to heal a lot of things and do some journeys. It's just to be careful. Use discernment. Make sure you're going to somebody who is educated. If you are taking a journey, go to a well-renowned place. Don't just trust anybody with those parts of yourselves. Again, you are responsible for doing this for yourself. You are responsible for the choices that you are making. And so make good choices and you'll be just fine. trust your gut. If it says no, move away from that. Did we go too far with that one, Judy, or did we?
No. That was all encompassing. It came from different perspectives, which was really, really good. I'm sure there's information in there for absolutely everybody.
We hope so.
Be it for themselves or for those around them. So no, that was excellent. Thank you.
Mhm.
The next question is from Phoenix Rising High, wanting to find out about spirit guides. How many do they stay the same throughout lifetime? Are there different ones for each lifetime? How they're connected to us, as in galactic or family or ancestral, and anything else that would be helpful to know about them.
Absolutely. What a wonderful high vibrational question. After that other one, it felt a little heavy, right? And so let's get into the high spirits of these councils, these beautiful beings that are here to help you, guide you, and be connected to you. Do they change from lifetime to lifetime? Sometimes you are mostly connected to a soul group of beings that you interact with quite often throughout these different lifetimes. You come in, you've worked together before. You'll hear that a lot. Oh, you came in together with your parents, you came in with your siblings, you came in with your spouse, because you've worked together before, you know each other, you're soulmates, you are connected in those ways. And so you might change around the roles. I'm sure you have been the guide for one of these souls, just like they have been the guide for you. You change around the rules. Some of you come in and the others stay back, and then the next time they come in and you stay back. And so it does get mixed up, but it is, for the most part, it is mostly the same collective. They call those the soul groups, I think, in your world. And you stay connected with certain souls, quite often coming in and out because you work in teams. And if you are a light worker, you have come in with councils and with teams, and you probably have rotated through and each taken turns coming in as the physical being, and then as the ones who are incarnated elsewhere, or as guides in spirit form, however it may be appealing to you as to how they come through. As to how many you have, that would probably vary between each person. Some of you don't need as many because of the tasks you've taken on, and others will need more as they have taken on more. And as you evolve through, that will change as well. As you need them, they come forward. As you no longer need them, they retreat back. And the ones that are most significant for you are the ones that are closest to you and at your aid. And so all of it fluxes, it ebbs and it flows. And you'll have soul recognition with them when you tune in and you feel their presence around you. You should feel the familiarity of that presence as well. Did we answer that one okay? Did we catch all the questions that were on there?
I think so, definitely. Very expansive. Julia asks, or would like to know more about her Arcturian connection and history. She understands that there is something there, but she'd just like to know a little more, and if she's going to work with Arcturians, in what capacity.
We keep seeing, it is interesting, we see like a green emerald, and then it turns into an eye, and then it looks like a dragon's eye, and then it keeps evolving. So there's something very much evolving for you, Julia, and you are moving into a bigger and better understanding of what this is and how that's going to fall into place. Yes, you do have an Arcturian council. We see the number 12 with that. So we want to say you have an Arcturian council of 12, and that they are working with you, both male, female, taking, just as we had mentioned before, they take their roles with you as you go through stages of your life or different energies and frequencies. They come and go. They're not all 12 there usually at the same time. So they take their turns. You're coming into something we're looking at. It feels like October has a shift for you, more of an awareness for you. There might be we're going to guess that this is the same Julia that is commenting and saying she's going to Sedona in September 9th. If we have the right one, if not, then the Julia going to Sedona in September 9th. There is going to be some activations for you there, but you're going to have a rest period or a time to acclimate that, and that's going to show up and surface for you a little bit more towards the end of September and October. If it is the same person, that is your message. If we are talking about two different Julias, the one that you are asking the question for, this feels like October is a strong month, and it's going to show and demonstrate more of the mind opening and expanding and moving into those connections. You already have your connection to the Arcturian Council. You can already work with them, channel with them, write letters from them to yourself, do however you feel comfortable bringing the information in. You do not need to channel the way Tracie does, but you can, and you can set that intention and work with bringing that through. One thing people might want to know is that channeling is easier to do in a situation just like this, where Tracie has Judy asking the questions so that she can be in the channel. If Tracie were to sit by herself and ask Daniel, what does she need to know? That is a little bit different for her to bring the information through, and not as easy when it is her own information. And so when somebody else can ask the questions and bring in the information and she can be in the channel, it makes it much easier for her to bring it forward. So if you are working on your channeling, ask a friend or partner to help you to work on that. And of course, always set those energies before you go into the channel, because the channel will meet you at the vibration that you are at. And so you need to remember that as you are evolving this, that you are going to benefit yourself to always put yourself in a high vibration in meditation before going into doing work like that. Very, very beautiful connection, very heartfelt connection. There are other councils that you are also connected to, but this is the one that you need to be with at this moment. The others will expand and grow, and no, we're not getting the answers to who are the others at this time. That is not to be told to you until you are ready to form those connections. As you get this one formed, then you'll grow into the other ones, and they will go much quicker is what we're hearing. They'll go much quicker. It's like you got to get the first one out of the way first, and then you know how to do it, and then the others go pretty quick. Okay. We think we've got everything for that particular question. Did we touch on all of the?
I think so. That was a wonderful piece of information for Julia. So the next question is from Shelley. And she says she's becoming more and more reclusive and enjoying it. She says she's not depressed, but just wants to be at home, enjoying her hobbies and interests. Is this in her highest and best interest on a spiritual level, or should she make an effort to see other people more often?
The effort, if you want to see other people, or you feel like maybe you've become too recluse, make sure you are going to meet people who are like-minded. You're feeling that need to retract or pull your energy back from humanity, is how we want to say it, is because you are sensitive to the other energies, and everyone on the planet is clearing their junk right now, right? And they've been doing it for a while, but that is probably why you're feeling like pulling yourself back, because one thing to trigger you back into your junk is somebody else's energy where they're going through it, right? And then it pulls you back into that drama and into that soup. And so what we're seeing is that you are putting a distance between you and the earth drama at this time. You're pulling your energy back, and that is a safe place for you. You feel good there, and you're still able to channel in beautiful energy for the planet. We see lots of love coming in, and we're seeing like a sunset over this beautiful river that's going by, and we're getting it from a view of being down by the rocks. And it's glistening off of the water. The sun is glistening off of the water. There's a lot of nature. It feels very peaceful and relaxing here. And that is what we imagine you are feeling when you pull yourself away. You are able to be calm like you would be if you were just sitting and listening to nature and being present with the earth and feeling the flow of energy through that creek, whatever that water is, and just allowing for energy all around you to get settled. It is almost like a calm before not the storm, because you're not going into a storm, but it's the calm and the recharge of the battery before you go into the next phase. And so we see your battery recharging, you're getting reset in this energy, and it's decompressing anything that you need to decompress, and it's restoring where you need to restore. And then as you step into the next phase of what you are doing, and we always hear in our head, and what would that next phase be? Because everybody wants to know that question after we end a show, and then it's like, hey, you said this thing, and then just wondering, what is that next phase? To be revealed. That is how we want to say it, to be revealed. Some of it, some of it you feel like you're going to be going, and in the right timing, you're going to be called back out to do things again and be interactive and be there for others as they are evolving. That time is not now. Enjoy the peaceful time. You will know, just like you knew to pull your energy back, you'll know when to put it back out there. Again, trust yourselves. You know what you're doing, and you have set this and designed this very perfectly for you to do it exactly the right way. So don't you worry, you cannot mess it up. You're not going to miss your cues. You're not going to miss the signal. Just enjoy yourself, be in this energy, because you will move out of that energy again and back out into the world to interact some more as the dust starts to settle, as they say, as people are starting to ask more questions around you, being guided to you, and look for your wisdom. You'll be sharing that again soon enough. Enjoy.
That was a great answer, because I know a lot of people are in exactly the same position, feeling exactly that at the moment. So that was great. Thank you.
Wonderful. We hope that helped a few people. Yes, that would be lovely.
Yeah, no, excellent. Keith asks, why is it that some people are able to communicate with their guides, their council, Arcturians, mantis beings, or be healed by angels or white light healers, but others are not? What more can we do, I'm assuming, in order to connect that way?
It's a beautiful question, because there can oftentimes be many answers to that. We don't want you to think that there's one flat answer. One of the answers could be that they're not in a vibrational match to the healing. A person may not believe they can be healed as much as they are hearing it right here, and they just know it, and they know that this can happen, and they're open to it. I'm open to it. How many times have we heard that, right? I'm open to it. I'm open to it. But in the back of their heads, they're like, that's never going to work. That's never going to happen. I've never seen this. This isn't going to work. Or the sound of somebody's voice in their head going, you can't heal yourself like that. Something is ringing still in their vibration that says no. That is one answer. They're not the energetic or vibrational match to their healing. Answer number one. Answer number two, they may have put this in their path because there's something that they're going to evolve or heal or grow from by having this experience. Even if this experience is taking them to the end of their life, they may have designed it this way because there was something in it for them to grow from. And from the earth realm, you're not going to understand that. You're not going to be able to put that piece together. And it's going to feel tragic, and it's going to feel unnecessary, and it's going to pull at your heart. And you're going to say, why such a good person had to go in this way? Because they were beautiful souls, and they were here doing great things for people on this planet. And it's not going to make sense to you. But you don't know what they're doing. Maybe they came in and they pulled all this toxic energy out of the earth, and now they're transitioning and moving that toxic energy out. You don't know what they're doing here. And there's something so much bigger that's happening behind the scenes that in the reality, in the conscious reality, it doesn't make sense. And we understand, and we feel for you in that. We don't always know the answers either. We don't have everyone's answers. We're not the all-seeing eye, right? We are Arcturians with a gift and ability to read into energies a little bit differently than maybe you do on Earth. But we don't get to know all those answers either. And so those are two reasons, two ways that might be working. And we don't know also if there is, we want to say something as a third thing. we see some people don't get to have their answers until they've been through that journey, and then they'll heal. So you see a lot of that happening too. They're showing us some people go through all of these different things, and what they're healing is something bigger than that human physicality, right? They're healing their emotions, they're healing their spiritual parts of themselves, they're healing on many different levels. So they may still decide to transition out of the body. And what you don't see from this realm is how much they did heal by going into the Reiki, having Reiki sessions, acupuncture, cranial, sacral, whatever it is that they're going through as they're bringing in all the naturopathic energies and all of the things, the journey that is taking them to go to each and every one of these experiences, and how they're growing and how they're healing and how they're moving old energy, and they're letting go of things that didn't matter anymore, and they're able to heal on so many other levels, but they're still choosing to transition out of the body so that they can take that healing with them into the next realm, and they no longer have to be on the reincarnation cycle. So there's many different ways that the healing can work or be working with you in this reality, and you may not get to see them all with the physical eye in the form of a miracle or a blessed healing or a transition of an illness into health again. It may not always show up the way you think it will.
Very interesting perspectives there, and a timely reminder that we're all on our own individual journeys. Thank you. That was really interesting. Okay, the next question is from My Ascension in Light, asking about twin flames and twin souls. Is there a difference?
The twin energy is a frequency, the frequency match. There are many stories about the twin flames, about twin souls, the split aparts, part of the same soul, part of the same energy. And it is interesting because there is so much energy to each and every one of you. And so when we think of your soul, again, you've heard us say it a million times, think of your soul as the ocean, and you are one aspect of that ocean. You are a bucket of water out of that ocean, and that is the aspect of you. So when you think about the twin energy, how would that work when you are an aspect out of a bucket of ocean, unless that bucket got split apart? And maybe that is what it would appear to be. But what we see, the twin energy, and we would say the twin flame or the twin soul would be the same thing. A soulmate would be different than a twin flame or a twin soul, but we think the twin in its entirety is the same thing. And what we see the twin being is an astrological carbon copy to the highest degree of you. Like you pick the same, you have picked the same astrological calculations to come in to create this dynamic that you are experiencing with your counterpart. And so there's so much more to it, you know, there's not going to be one good answer for this one either. There are so many elements to it. What did your souls pick to do together? Why did you come in on this journey together and pick to have such a strong connection? Why did you align your astrology the way you did with this other person? It is like a computer program, right? And you are writing that computer program so that it will mirror another one, or that they will come together and work very well together, or they'll come together and create discrepancy, so that you can see where one has a virus and the other one comes in to help clear the virus, right? And so there's so many different ways to answer this question once again, but we feel like you have chosen with that counterpart, when you come together with somebody that you are so magnetically drawn to, pay attention to that, because that person is there to help you heal. Soulmates came in to help you settle karma in other lifetimes. Twin flames come in to help you settle healing within yourself, self-love, self-respect, self-appreciation. So they're here to help you bring that back to yourself. which means they might need to be in conflict with you so that you can love yourself enough to do this. Love yourself enough to set a boundary. Love yourself enough to stand up for yourself, all those things. And when you learn all of that, then that relationship can shift, or that divine partner that you are calling in can show up for you. So many different things. And we're going to say this to all of you again. Go with the version of it that feels right for you. Get online, go and research it and find the version that feels right to you. That's the version that you set yourself up on, most likely with a counterpart. So there are so many answers, right? Just like there's so many stars in the sky, there's that many answers to that question. And so find the version that feels like it fits for you and try it on. And if it doesn't end up being the right fit, try another one. It's okay. You don't have to be right all of the time. There's room and there's wiggle room for those little things that aren't working out quite right until you try the next thing and the next thing. And then it's like, oh, this fits. It's okay. And it's okay to look at it like you're exploring it and enjoy yourselves, have fun. Don't take life so seriously all the time, right? Or everybody's trying to solve the puzzle. Get out there and play the game. Be in the enjoyment of it, right? Enjoy the relationship. The relationship's teaching you something, go into that and be in that moment of it. And then come back and try it again. Learn and learn and grow and grow. And you're going to find yourself having a better and better life the more you heal the things that are showing up through that twin energy. We hope that we answered their question okay for them.
It was a really good answer. A lot of people asked many questions on that.
Excellent. For good reason. Everybody wants that soul connection and that counterpart that understands them completely. And that is what they feel when they meet their twin. And we understand that connection, but then that also might be the same person that's here to point out those viruses in the program, right? You still got all this looming. Let me show it to you. So yes.
We all relate to that.
Yes. Again, don't take life too seriously. Get in there and clear it out and do your best. You've designed a good life for yourself. So trust that you are working towards that end goal of that good life.
Okay, thank you. So the next one is from Cindy, who writes that both her grandsons experienced night terrors. The youngest one recently had one where her daughter and son-in-law had great difficulty getting him out of it. What's the cause of these events and how can they help the boys through this?
It's unlikely to get them out of it, as she says. The night terrors can be past life memories, or they could be in the children have even lesser veil than the adults do at this time. They usually don't have the veil, right? So when they leave their body at night, remember, their soul is not a child. Their soul is infinite and old soul energy. And if they came in as volunteers, they came in as the old soul energy, acting out as a child in this version of life until they reach that adulthood. And so when they leave their bodies, they are still that old soul. So they're going in, and most likely they are having either memories from other lifetimes that the veil is not sheltering them from as of yet, or that they are going out and fighting battles or going to their councils and doing different things of that nature, because everybody does do a little bit of that from time to time, right? They move out of the body to do other things. And you're not just this one thing. We will keep saying that. You are not just this one thing. You are not just this physical body. You are so much more, and you are so multidimensional. And they are experiencing something that they're clearing out. We're hearing some of these children, and these children in particular, are clearing out densities, clearing out fear-based energies out of the planet, clearing it out of the planet, and that is why you can't get through to them when they're doing that. So what we recommend for the parents, if they are open to doing this, is that before the children go to bed, whisper into their ear, or say to them, I'm going to tuck you in now. I'm going to put you to bed, and I want your higher self to remember that the physical body that you are incarnated in does not have to have these physical experiences from you doing the work you're doing out of body. And so they don't have to experience purging that energy. They don't have to experience remembering a terrible lifetime. They don't have to experience the fear that goes with some of those energies that are coming in, because they are not ready. They don't have the knowledge or the ability on their conscious level as the human to deal with the level or intensity that's coming in and through them, through these spiritual elements of them, of who they are. But just a little reminder, we all had to come into the physical bodies, right? Tracie had to come into a physical body. Judy had to come into the physical body. That's what the volunteers did, because they need to be the conduits of the law of non-interference, the law of free will. They came in as the conduits to move the energy. You came in to move the energy. Everyone is here moving energy for this planet. And so we just want to remind those counterparts that are working with the children, please don't put their bodies through the terror. Remove them from this completely while you're moving this energy, so that they're not experiencing that fear. Because notice they don't remember it the next day. They have no memory of these night terrors, and you would have to tell them what they did or record it for them and show them. And we don't recommend doing that either. That might scare them and they won't want to go to sleep at night. But they don't remember. So therefore, if they have the ability to wipe their memory of these experiences that they're having, why wouldn't these beautiful beings that are assisting have the ability to keep them from experiencing it altogether? And so work with that reality of it, asking that the child is not experiencing that energy as it is happening in the other worlds. That was kind of lengthy. We were finding our answers along the way of those answers coming in. We were getting additional answers. So we hope that made sense, or at least gave you a guideline to get started on to help the children not experience the night terrors.
Very, very helpful, I'm sure. That's good information. Thank you for that. Okay, the next question is from Aussie Chris, and he would like to ask if you could just read his energy.
Okay, we will do that for you, Chris. It is interesting as we are looking at this energy. We're seeing this bright blue energy come down through the crown chakra of Chris. And it feels like it is going straight through and connecting right into the earth realm. And that is a little bit of what we're talking about, the ones who are purging the energy out and the ones who are bringing the energy in. We feel like there's this bright blue energy coming in through him, and he is anchoring that light. It feels like it is an energy that would be comparable to what people see when they see Archangel Michael. It has a very beautiful strength to it, and it has a very beautiful power to it, and very, very confident, beautiful, strong light. Yet this beautiful, strong, confident light also carries compassion, love, kindness, gentleness, and protection. And so it's a beautiful energy to be bringing into the planet. We're hearing, that's nice to know, but tell me more about me. That's what we're hearing. So Chris, if you're thinking that, we picked it up. And so what we want to say with you, Chris, is that you're going to be called into a different version of self. That's how we want to say it, I guess, a different version of self in about 6 months. In the first part of next year, you're going to be finding yourself making some changes, doing things a little differently, maybe meeting like-minded people that are bringing you into a different part of your life. It is like completion. You're rounding out a completion of this cycle and moving into a new cycle right around just into, we want to say into like February of next year, February, March of next year is where we see that coming in. So a new beginning or a new avenue. So start setting your intention. What would you like to have happen? How would you like to feel? Is there something you actually want to work towards to create that new beginning? Is there something that's coming to mind and evolving within you that you would like to do, create, be? Do you want to move? Do you want to start a new job? Do you want to start your own business? Whatever it is, start creating now. You are setting up an etheric double of energy. Etheric double, meaning you are creating a new timeline of energy to bring you into the timeline that is going to best fit for that dream, that desire, that outcome that you want. So in about 6 months, you're going to see that 6-7 months, right in that mark. And that is what we have for Chris.
Okay, thank you. Next one is from Shaky29. He says they're very open to connect directly with the light beings to see and hear them, but wants to know what is a block and how can it be removed?
So we are going to ask you to read that again. You were really faded out in the very beginning of that question.
Shaky29 says she's very open to connect directly with the light beings to see and hear them. What is the block and how can it be removed, please?
So what we see when we're scanning the body, we're asking to see the body of the being that wrote this question for us. As we know, that's not your real name, right? And so we go into that energy and we see a ring, we see a band that goes around the crown chakra. This is not the only person that is experiencing this type of thing. So if you also are feeling blocked in this way, that you want to have this connection, but you are not finding yourself in this full connection yet, we invite you to do this with us as well. We work with the mantis beings when it comes to removing energy blocks. This energy block, it was put there by you in another time, another place, maybe another lifetime, where when you were getting psychic information, it put your life in danger, and so you put the block there. That is a very common one. Or when you were a child, you were saying things and it was freaking people out, and so you put the block there so that you wouldn't accidentally freak people out and get yourself in trouble in those ways. And you wouldn't have to experience the priest and the exorcism and all those things, right? So what we want to do is for everyone that is willing and open and ready for this, and we call it in the highest and best good, as we call in each and everyone's gatekeepers to be the monitor of that frequency for them. We call in their counterparts, their councils of light. We work with the mantis, as we said. So if you'd like to work with the mantis, bring in the mantis beings. We're going to ask that they come through, and with your permission, they can remove the crown chakra block. And so each and every one of you that feels like you would like to have this working for you, opening up more for you, say, yes, please, you have my permission to work with that in the highest and best vibration for me. And allow for them to start working with removing that crown block. Shaky 29, is that right? There is also something going on around the ear. There is it feels like an ear muff that is put over the right ear. The right ear is usually the one that we feel like your galactic councils come through. The left ear is more of what we feel like the loved ones come through. So that is how that works for us. That's why they're showing us the right ear. So what we want to say there is, if you would like to remove that ear muff off of the right ear so you can hear more clearly, it is all metaphorical, by the way. They're using your thoughts in your head to communicate with you. They're not actually whispering in your ear. This is just how they show it to us so that we know what to work with. So remember that your information from these other councils are coming through that voice in your head. They're speaking through you, through that voice. And so as we ask permission to remove the ear muff over the ear, we'll do it on both sides for anyone that is asking for that clarity to come in, clearer, crisper, easier to understand, not muffled, not causing doubt, not causing questions. Am I right? Am I hearing that right? That is up to you also to stop doing that. and start trusting that you're hearing it right when it comes in a certain way. And you're going to start learning what is me and what is my counsel. And is it you when you're getting all caught up and asking the question 20,000 times in 20,000 different ways? Then it's probably going to be you getting in your own way again. When you clear your mind, when you allow for yourself to be clear and static free, noise free. Yes, that's not easy to do sometimes. We say visualize a whiteboard or chalkboard in front of you and let them write the answers in. Allow for this clearing to happen around the ears, around the crown chakra. They want to activate if we want to say the fingers, but they want to activate the energy that runs through your body and enhance or amplify the energy coming through you as a healer. And so allow for that to open up too. They're going to work with your heart chakra and then move that energy through the hands. And so allow for that to come through as well, moving those energies. They say that is a good start. And if you want to keep moving things, keep asking them if you want them to work in different areas. But remember, you've got to acclimate to this stuff as well. It's not going to be a snap of the finger. You are acclimating to the energy adjustments that are happening. So as you start to notice things more subtly, it's not going to be black and white. It's going to be more subtle and little things, little things. So start to notice the little things. Those little things are going to become big things. Those big things are going to become really crazy, awesome things, right? And so it starts with you recognizing getting something right. I followed that intuition and it worked. I'm starting to think that I'm having a conversation and I think I'm getting answers from that higher perspective, from that counsel of light. Start to notice, start to play with it. It is just like going to the gym, right? You can't have muscles unless you go work out. You can't have these connections unless you keep working on them. Otherwise they fade out and then it's harder to get them back and then you feel like you're not there again. And so keep that connection fresh and alive and communicate with it daily if you can. Those are what we have for that. Hopefully that reached a lot of people in the collective today.
I'm sure that did. Absolutely. Okay, next question is Ascending Aquarius. Why do they see the number 333 every single day?
Because you are from the master realm. And they want to remind you, they're waking you up. You are one of the master realm representatives. You are here. We want to say that you are connected to Kuan Yin and that there is a lot of energy there, that you are bringing in a very beautiful energy of mastery to those who are awakening. You are bringing in understanding and you are bringing in knowledge that people need to understand, calculate into part of who they are. And as they can understand part of who they are, and why they have the personalities they have. Why do they have the behaviors that they have? Why do they get in this mood and that mood and this mood when the moons are shifting and the stars are changing shape and the retrogrades are happening and the things and the stuff, and there's education and there's knowledge there. And as people start to understand that there is a map and a design to them, and they can start understanding how to work with that map and that design, then things will expand. And we may or may not know that Aquarius, what is the Aquarius?
Ascending Aquarius.
Ascending Aquarius. We believe we know who that is. And she does astrology. And so this information makes sense to us that she is helping people understand the map of who they are. And through that knowledge, they're going to be able to thrive even more so by understanding who they are and why they have the reactions and the thought forms and the map of the world that they have. And it is a beautiful tool to have. And if we do have the right person, keep doing that. And if we have somebody different, then your path is much the same. You'll do it in your own way. But that is the energy we feel, is that there is codes, there is information. And the more that humankind learns how to read that, learns how to understand it, then they're going to be able to expand more on who they are, why they are the way they are, and why other people are the way they are, and allowing them that process and allowing them their way of being in this world and being in acceptance and love for all people and for their particular maps of the world and their strategies. It is such a beautiful thing. So that is why master realm business right there. Everybody, there's a master realm person. Ask her questions, right? And so we didn't mean to put that on her. She does not have to answer questions in the chat. Okay, so what is our next question?
I'm personally a little bit reluctant to do this, but there is more to Shaky 29s about connecting to the light beings. And if everybody will just bear with me a minute. I feel that there's some light language that needs to come through me, which I'm not that comfortable about doing in the open.
We're holding and supporting you through that. Let that come in.
Okay, done. I don't know what that was.
You kind of do know what that was, but we want to remind everyone that Judy is offering a beautiful energy to this as well, and very beautiful and talented connections, as you can see. And as you are here to talk to us, the Arcturians, you are also here to talk to the commander, right? To be here in the energy of Judy as well. And we do not ever believe that we are the only ones that have something to offer. And by all means, again, Judy, if that ever happens where you're feeling that information is coming from you as well, please share it. If you have information for the audience, please share it. I'm sure we'll all welcome it. Very, very much so, with open arms. So thank you for bringing that forward.
I felt that was from the mantis beings, so in connection with the removing of the band.
Yes.
So anyway, moving right along. This is from Sherry or Cherie. She'd love to know what the M on the palm of her hands mean.
I think you already said it. Mantis.
Oh. Oh.
Does that give you chills?
Very interesting. Oh, how fascinating.
So many magical ways to bring in information and to remind ourselves, right? To put reminders, to put little hints, to put little clues, and as simple as this M on the hand. Yes,
wow.
That is the first thing that came to us anyways. And again, if that does not resonate, go with your first thought with that as well. But we feel like there is a strong ability to use telepathy, psychic abilities. You are quite the empath, so they're probably working with you on your empathic energies so that you can control it a little bit more, not take everybody's stuff on, so that you can use the filters. The mantis are beautiful workers in this way, and they probably want you to know you're doing a very good job. But we might have Judy see if she gets something on that, since she just channeled the mantis, right? Is there anything that you would like to share?
Well, it's just rather interesting that I did that just before I asked that question. I thought it was in relation to the green band, and I still think it is, but obviously there's something there for her as well. So fascinating.
Absolutely, and maybe it was partly her blockages that were removed as well. What we were getting with that transmission is once you remove something, then a lot of times they'll bring in new codes, bring in the updated versions. You know, those phones, when you finally shut them off and turn them back on, and they take advantage of that to download the new information. That's what happened. They took advantage of downloading the new information for all those who are ready to receive it. And that will hit you. If you listen to that more than once, and we want to say this to the audience, every time you listen to it, it will reach you where you're at. And so as you keep evolving, that language evolves with you and brings you different information each time you hear it.
Absolutely. Okay, next one is from Dragon Lady. who was driving down the road and looked up in the sky, and there was a square of bright light, and then what looked like a door sliding shut and putting out that light. She says there was nothing in the sky to be seen, and she didn't remember it for a couple of days. She felt like she visited a ship and the door was closing behind her. Is she right in thinking that?
Well, this is a nice short one. Yes. Everyone in the audience is already nodding their heads and saying, yes, 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 this is accurate. Yes, and you set that up to remember, because as you keep evolving now, you're going to see when humankind was first here, the thought of being on a ship was scary to them. And as you evolve out of that, now everybody's like, I want to be on a ship. I want to remember going on the ship. And so now that it is more of an exciting thing to have that happen, people are starting to remember. And we think we spoke of that before too, that more and more people are going to be remembering their visits, where they go in the sleep state, where they going, if they have been taken off planet, where did they go? Those types of things. They're going to start remembering. And so you've set yourselves up with things to help you remember. Flashes of light, things like what we just heard here. You'll have a complete memory when you wake up of having a conversation, having something very unique happening, and it'll feel like a dream, but yet there's a part of you that knows it wasn't a dream. There will be so many ways to remember, right? And so keep track of those as they keep evolving. One day you'll look back at that and go, oh my gosh, this was the first time I remembered. And now I openly walk on the ships and transport myself there and call them to beam me up, whatever it is that you want to do. And it'll be such a, just like technology has grown, you're going to be like, oh, remember when we used to wonder what the flash of light was in the sky? And now we have all this other information. And that flash of light, they don't even need to do that with us anymore, because we're so evolved now. We don't need that. You're going there, you're heading that direction, you're getting the information, and it's happening faster than you think it is. So bravo for recognizing it, and thank you for bringing it to this collective so everyone could hear this story.
Very exciting. Next one is from Dee, and she asks, is there anything that she's not seeing that she needs to know or see that collectively we are not seeing or comprehending that would be beneficial to know or be clarified?
That was a mouthful.
Would you like me to
summarize that one for us? And she wants to know if there's anything that the collective needs to know.
Either she or the collective needs to know that would be beneficial to come into our awareness here and now today.
There's a funny part of us that wants to say, get busy, chop, chop. But that's not what we want to say to you, because again, it is all choices, right? It is all choices. You get to decide what you want to do. What are you pulled to? Do you want to put energy in that? Do you not want to put energy into it? Do you want to play with the fear-based energy a little bit longer? Or do you want to step into the leap of faith now? You get to do all the experiences you want to do around everything, and nobody's here to stop you. You can do whatever you want. You're not doing it wrong. You cannot fail. And that is all there is. You cannot fail. Follow your intuition. Those of you who are ready for the next phase, there is a new phase coming. If you feel like you're sitting in timeout, don't worry about it. Your timeout's not going to last long. So enjoy yourselves while you have a little downtime if you can, because the call is coming, as they say again, as more and more are resetting into a new path. You've completed what you came to do. Now you're getting reassignments. There's a lot of things going on with that, a lot of energy switching around, and you're switching around, you're changing, you're getting reset, ready, you're clearing old energies, you're letting go of old stories, you're moving into upgraded versions of self. All of you are doing it. You're all moving along perfectly. You're all here right now sharing in this grand experience of this energy. We're all getting expansive together. and how wonderful it is. And remember to enjoy the ride. There is no pressure, no stress, no worries. You are not in any situation where you have to do anything. You get to do it if you want to do it. How wonderful is that? And so just be in the joy of relaxing and doing the things that you feel called to do. And you will find yourself being very inspired through a lot of things around you, a lot of energies around you. You have, just like the M on the palm of the hand, right? There are a lot of clues out there to guide you. You are getting those clues. You are hearing conversations where it's like, man, that's like the third time I've heard that. Listen to that when you have that thought, right? Why am I hearing this so often? Or how did I end up over here in this area? Or look at this, I bumped into this person twice now. This friend of mine, oh, I haven't seen him in who knows how long, and now I've bumped into him twice. Pay attention to those things. You are designing your life. You are setting up these clues. Play the game, right? That's how we want to say it. You're setting up the clues, go find them. Tracie says it reminds me when that little Pokemon game came out on the phones, and we'd have to walk around the streets. It was to inspire children to get out and move, right? Because they're all attached to their phones. And so she would go walking with her kids to go find where these little Pokemon were. Get out there, find your clues. Go find your clues, go find the things, pay attention to what's happening around you. Pretend the whole world is trying to tell you something, right? And then go play in that energy and do it with a lightness. Again, don't take everything so serious that you're bogged down. If you are feeling that way, break free from it, go do something else and come back to it later, because the energy of that heaviness of trying to figure something out is exactly the thing keeping you from figuring it out. So you know that, move around, make that happen, let everything come in and shower you with clues and with little synchronicities like the 333, all these things, they're talking to you, they're talking to you. And we love helping you decipher that as best we can. But again, always, if what we say doesn't match for you, trust what you're getting. Trust yourself first. Okay, we will let that go now. Judy, what's the next question?
There's just one last question here. If someone's body pain is very active, so that they are emotionally reactive a lot of the time, how can you best deal with that or help them?
You can only help them if they're open to receive that help. We know what you mean, and pain can make people very disgruntled and maybe hard to deal with at times because they're in pain. What do you think you would want in that same situation? If you were in pain, what would you want in that situation? Most people don't feel heard. They don't feel noticed. They don't feel recognized. They're not being seen. Just keep that in mind in all your relationships. The majority of humankind feels like nobody sees me, nobody understands me, nobody gets me, right? And I speak and I'm not heard. I'm, you know, you are going through those struggles. Well, somebody in pain, depending on where that pain is, it could be giving you clues as well. The body talks all the time, but somebody that's in that much pain most likely needs to be seen and validated for that pain. That looks like you're in a lot of pain. How may I help you? Is there anything I can do? What do most people in pain say? Pain can't be seen on the outside, right? There's not a broken arm with a cast on it that you're like, oh my gosh, you broke your arm. A lot of times pain is internal, and people don't understand how much pain another person can be in, or backache, or shoulder pain, or torn rotary cuff, or whatever it is. That was for somebody. I don't know who tore their rotary cuff, but they're in pain and they can't lift their arm and they can't pick things up like they used to. And they're frustrated because now they have to rely on people. So you have to ask yourself, why is the pain there? Was that person always a giver and never received? And now the universe has created a scenario where they have to balance that out and receive now? Is that person in pain because they they want to control things, and so it's taking things out of their control. There's a lot of reasons for pain to show up, a lot of reasons, and there's many books out there that can help you decipher what those reasons might be. But by the time they get to that pain, it's pretty deep-seated for them. And that might be the place that they need to be for them to finally surrender to giving up control, surrender to whatever it is that they have been in resistance of. So as an answer to that question, there's not a lot you can do unless the other person's willing to do the work. But if they're willing to do the work, you could always facilitate them through conversations. Get one of those books that helps you understand the pain. Get one of those, get on a pathway of talking about it and giving the feelings their opportunity to be felt. Be with that person, help them to be seen, heard, valued, understood, because a lot of people don't feel that. And if you can bring in those values to that person, we think you're going to make a lot of headway with their pain, because we know you love them, we know you care about them, and we know it's very difficult to watch somebody in pain when you cannot help. And that might be there for you. That might be there for you to step out of wanting to fix it and to be in the allowing of, okay, I can't fix this, but maybe I can be the facilitator of information. Maybe I could be somebody who could sit and listen. Again, people don't want to be told what to do. They just want to be heard. And if you let them talk about that pain, and then you can always ask them, well, what would you rather have? You're not telling them, well, you should do this, or you should do that, or you should do physical therapy, or you should take this medicine, or you should do that. Nobody wants to hear that, do they? Let the doctor tell them that. Let their trusted physician tell them that, right? But you be their ear, you be love for them, have compassion for them, and you help where you can, and you let them talk about it if they want to, and just make sure that they feel loved through that process, and that you're not going anywhere if that is the role you play, that you're there for them even when they're grumpy, right? But we hope that that has helped. To show up for them is the biggest thing that you can do for somebody in pain.
That was a
Did we
beautiful
answer that
answer.
one okay?
Beautiful answer. I'm sure we all know people that we can assist in that way. So that was wonderful. And so that brings us to the end of our questions today. So it has been once again just a wonderful experience interacting with you on these on behalf of the audience.
And we thank you, Judy, for not holding back your information. Thank you. And that was a beautiful demonstration to the audience as well, that you had something that was important to share, and you stepped forward, even though it was uncomfortable for you. Stepped forward and you shared it, and we cannot hold enough gratitude for that. We thank you so much. And we want to thank the audience for being here with us as well, and for bringing and presenting these questions so that we can help you in whatever way we can, and through another filter of understanding. And maybe these filters resonate for you, maybe they don't, but we appreciate you being here and holding that energy in that space with us, and taking the parts that do resonate for you. Thank you so much. And we will bring Tracie back in just a moment, as we appreciate you for letting us be a part of your day. Thank you for being a part of ours.
Thank you.
Right. Woo. High five. You did it.
Yes.
I love it. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so there's a lot of thank yous going on in the chat, and appreciate you guys so much. That's fun. Some of those, I like the one about the maps of the stars and understanding who we are and our program. It was like looking at a program. So that's pretty cool. And then that kind of coincided with the twin flame, twin soul thing, where, you know, you kind of map yourselves out together to play certain roles. So we've got an audience member that's helping people understand those maps and how they apply in that kind of a way would be, you know, go find yourself an astrologer. They'll help you understand what you're doing with this person. And that's pretty cool. I've done that, and it's helped me so much in relationships. If have them, put these together and tell me what you see, and they can do that. They can put them together and see how your planets align and tell you how that relationship will go. So I love that. It's pretty cool. All right, so many beautiful thank yous out there. Thank you, you guys, and don't forget to click that like button so we can spread it around. And any parting words, Judy?
It was a wonderful experience as always.
I agree. Okay. And I'll connect with you afterwards, because as I end this, I'm going to end our video together as well, because this girl doesn't know how to do it any other way, I don't think. Oh yeah, I think maybe it will let me do that. So stay right there. Okay, you guys, we'll see you in the next live, and I'll see you in the next transmission as well. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Okay, so it's not live, but it's still recording.
I'm recording. Okay, so yeah, I just want to make sure on the other screen that we did cut off.
Mm-hmm. So we stop recording.
Yeah, stop recording there. Okay. You're still recording on yours?
No, it's